Staying with the nation's constitutional amendment, the die is cast and now all eyes are on Parliament. Will they be able to narrow their differences and come up with their own proposal in time, or will it be another round of tit-for-tat? Kim Min-ji helps us gauge the possibilities of both scenarios.
The ball is now on the National Assembly's side following the submission of the government's proposal to amend the Constitution on Monday. March 26th gives Parliament the full 60 days for deliberation and takes into account other procedures required in order to hold a referendum in tandem with local elections on June 13th. The president's proposal came as talks have made little progress at the National Assembly, despite the establishment of a special committee on the issue in January 2017. The government hopes that its submission will be able to stimulate parliamentary talks. Should parties aim for June 13th, they need to reach parliamentary consensus and have a proposal passed by May 4th to give it enough time to carry out other required processes. Any proposal requires more than two-thirds backing from Parliament to pass. But the main opposition Liberty Korea party, which controls more than a third of Parliament, has been strongly against the government's draft. Major areas of contention go from timing of the referendum and presidential term to how the prime minister is elected and even government structure. It's unclear how things will turn out for now, but the dice is cast, and since the information of the bill has been made public, the parliament will face a great deal of pressure.
The reason Koreans mistrust lawmakers is because they don't keep their promises. All parties pledged to carry out a referendum in June. Talks have started since January last year, and now saying they need more time, no one is going to buy that. They need to keep their promise to secure trust. On top of that, cost saving. It will also mean more voter turnout for elections.
Should they fail to come up with a proposal on time in order to hold a referendum alongside local elections, they should at least show that they have the urge to amend the Constitution at a later date.
Because it requires two-thirds support, the main opposition party could just turn it down, but there's no point in putting it up for vote if it's going to be voted down. Instead, because the president said he is willing to scrap his proposal, parties should at least set a new date and have their respective bills by then. The president's proposal should be seen as a way to stimulate parliamentary talks.
For the next month or so, the National Assembly will be under the microscope, with interest focused on how parties will narrow their differences and land on the same page, or whether they will stand on parallel lines and in opposite directions. Kim Min-ji, Arirang News.